No, right back. Yeah.
Dude, he must have broke his nail tweeting. Bro, how you gonna, bro, dude? What I wanna know real quick, right, about the whole hand surgery thing? He was literally perfectly fine.
That was enough, but sometimes the guys gotta get your ass whooped to say, all right, I'm done. You gotta get your ass. I'm not right.
Something true. That's a shame. You'd love to get to the bottom of it, but
just when everything seemed set for fight night, unexpected concerns have emerged around Jaron Ennis. Reports circulating from training camp claim that Ennis suffered an injury during a recent sparring session only days before his highly anticipated clash with Xander Zayas. If those reports prove accurate, the bout could be facing major uncertainty, with fans now wondering whether the event will move forward as planned. The situation has fueled speculation throughout the boxing world because injuries this close to a championship fight can change everything in an instant. A withdrawal at the last minute would be a devastating outcome for both fighters and everyone waiting for this matchup. Rolando Romero has spoken before about how dangerous training camps can be, pointing out that a single sparring session is sometimes enough to derail months of preparation. His perspective serves as another reminder that even elite fighters are never completely safe from unexpected setbacks. For Ennis, the timing could not be worse. He has been preparing for one of the biggest tests of his career at 154 pounds, and now attention has shifted from the fight itself to his physical condition. With Xander Zayas entering the contest full of confidence and momentum, many are questioning whether Ennis will be able to step into the ring at full strength if the fight goes ahead.
Saw me injured, like literally, I warmed up, but I threw, and my they were massaging your shoulder. Yeah, massage my shoulder for a whole hour before. You know how hard it is to throw punches after they massage your shoulder for a whole hour? You can't snap it no more. Yeah. So it's like, man, like, so the one that was it.
Tim Bradley's message carries extra weight because boxing has a way of exposing the truth when the pressure is highest. If the reports about Jaron Ennis suffering a major injury during training are accurate, then many fans will inevitably question whether taking on Xander Zayas at this point was the right decision. In this sport, everything can change in an instant. One setback can erase months of momentum, and the confidence a fighter builds can disappear even quicker once the opening bell rings.
See fighters not making certain moves, it's because they know. They know already. They see the future and they see how hard, or maybe mainly how hard something is. So, and so I knew that if I continued, I knew what the future held for me, which wasn't gonna be good.
Frank Warren's perspective is difficult to ignore. When a boxer is unable to compete at full strength, walking into the ring can become a serious risk rather than an opportunity. Even so, the disappointment among fans is completely understandable. Xander Zayas has spent months getting ready for this moment, yet the entire matchup is now clouded by uncertainty as questions continue to grow about Jaron Ennis' condition heading into fight night.
I know it obviously doesn't make it. Heavyweights is different. If it's lighter weights and you fight for the title, you've got to make.
Injuries are an unavoidable part of professional sports, and no athlete is completely protected from them. What makes this situation especially concerning is the timing. If the reports are accurate, Jaron Ennis suffered the setback only a few days before his highly anticipated showdown with Xander Zayas, making it one of the worst possible moments for something like this to happen. As fight night draws closer, the uncertainty surrounding the bout continues to grow, leaving fans increasingly anxious about what comes next.
The middleweight, he was set to face Graham Warburton on the card. He took to social media yesterday, you'll probably be aware, and Nathan was saying dropping your kids off at school only to have a phone call in the car to say the event that you have 2,000 plus tickets for, that you've sold, delivered and personally paid for, and deliveries to everybody, and then the show.
Andy Lee makes a strong observation about the challenges that come with competing at higher weight classes. Bigger fighters often put more strain on their bodies, training camps are more demanding, recovery takes longer, and injuries can surface without warning. That is exactly why the reports involving Jaron Ennis have sparked so much discussion. With such a huge fight approaching, no one can say for certain whether either boxer will enter the ring in peak physical condition.
It's probably a great piece of matchmaking on behalf of Queensbury that this is
Adam Smith highlights the human side of boxing. Fighters sacrifice everything to reach these moments, and nobody wants to see a major contest affected by health issues. But if reports are accurate, Ennis now faces a huge challenge before even reaching fight night. Meanwhile, Xander Zayas remains focused on making history and proving he belongs among boxing's elite. Those sorts of things, but to have a double whammy on this sort of seismic fight week is extraordinary, and to have both fighters pull out ill, and we don't really know what's wrong, is also odd. But the doctors have looked at them. They're not right to fight. They shouldn't fight. The fighters are there. They're the ones that I look at.
All sorts of things, but to have a double whammy on this sort of seismic fight week is extraordinary, and to have both fighters pull out ill and we don't really know what's wrong, also odd. But the doctors have looked at them, they're not right to fight, they shouldn't fight. The fighters are there. They're the ones that I look at all the time. My respect is for the fighters, whether they're top level or journeyman. They're the ones that put their careers and their lives at risk on the line.
Terence Crawford has praised Xander Zayas' talent while also wondering if this opportunity has arrived at the ideal time. Many boxing fans and analysts have echoed that same viewpoint. What often gets overlooked, however, is just how composed and experienced Zayas has become. He has already captured a world title, proven himself against quality opposition, and carries the confidence of a veteran every time he steps into the ring. If Jaron Ennis is not entering the fight at full strength, that only increases the threat Zayas presents on fight night.
And that's a tough fight, you know, especially for Xander at this point in his career, but it shows his heart and his confidence, you know, that he have in himself, and he's ready to go make history for his country, and he's going to do real well in that fight. You know, I just think, you know, right now, you know, it's a little bit too early for him.
Jaron Ennis continues to project confidence, but in boxing there is a thin line between believing in yourself and underestimating the opponent standing across the ring. Xander Zayas is far more than an ordinary contender. Music, he enters this fight with youth on his side, enormous motivation, and nothing to lose as he chases the biggest victory of his career. If the reports about Ennis' condition prove to be accurate, he could find himself facing a far more difficult test than he originally anticipated.
I think Xander's the best guy out of everyone that you've fought so far. I mean, obviously you haven't been in the ring with him yet, but are you expecting that at least?
I mean, I can't really say like you said because I haven't been in the ring with him, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? I can go in there in the first round and get him out of there, and we're not able to see nothing from him. So, like, I can't really say, but I think he got out of all the guys at 54, he got a better skill set than most of those guys at 54.
Okay.
Yes.
Greg Hackett sums up exactly why Xander Zayas represents such a dangerous opponent. He steps into the ring with youth, power, physical advantages, and the hunger to prove he belongs at the very top. Those strengths become even more significant if Jaron Ennis is dealing with any lingering effects from training camp. Zayas is not showing up simply to be part of the event. He is coming with the intention of making a statement, taking control of the division, and signaling the arrival of a new generation in boxing.
What I love about the fight is Xander's big, young, strong, skillful, and he not afraid. Boots, we know he trying to bring everything to the table, the speed, the power, you know, just the lights. He bringing everything to it. I think it's a great test for Boots because this is a guy who you can say is durable. You can say he's durable because he's never been stopped. I never even seen him go down. You know what I mean? So it's not like we talking about a chump. You know what I mean? He coming to fight. And I think this kid being young will make him dangerous.